This morning I'd like to talk about a subject that comes up in religion. When is it too late? An acquaintance was often caught up in rules and regulations of the pathway to salvation. It's kind of like when in the military, the officer corps calls it ticket punches. You have to get this ticket punch, this course, that assignment if you want to get promoted. We're asked if someone climbing up to a baptistry slipped and fell and broke their neck and died, whether they would go to hell. He's responded, well, I wouldn't want to take that chance. So rules. 500 years ago, Martin Luther wrote, "See to it, therefore, that you do not make a Moses out of Christ, or a book of laws and doctrines out of the gospel. For the gospel does not expressly demand works of our own by which we become righteous and are saved. Indeed, it condemns such works." A longtime church member grumbled constantly about those who came to Christ later in life. He complained that since a child he'd always been a member, while those others had all the fun they wanted and now wanted salvation. Well, Jesus partially answers that in Matthew 20. Now, when the first came, they thought they would receive more than the usual daily wage. And they grumbled against the landowner when they got the same as the last ones. They only worked for an hour. We were out there sweating in the hot sun, laboring all day, and they got the same. And the landowner told him, said, "Friend, I've done you no wrong. It is my right to choose. Take what is yours and go." Previously, I told you about a beautiful old farmhouse that I would see while driving to visit relatives. And it gradually over the years, it was abandoned, it fell down, it was in disrepair and it collapsed. On the same route, just a few miles away, in the little town of Arcadia, was the Red Barn. It was suffering a similar fate. It was about the same age, built before Oklahoma's estate. It's one of the few truly round barns in the country, and the only one that has a hemispherical roof on it. So it's unique in that. But it was about ready to fall over. It had phone poles pushed up against it. And then one day, a bunch of people got together. They salvaged that barn. They refurbished it from the ground up. And today, it is a well-used center of culture, music, weddings, and social events. So no matter how worn, torn, and tattered are our souls, renewal is always possible. What about Foxhole Conversions? There are countless stories about people who are in dangerous situations who cried out to called on God for help. What about them? This is partially answered in the parable of the sowers. That is, what do they do with their get-out-of-hell-free card? Do they accept the Lord's grace and mercy and change their lives, or do they soon resort to their old ways? Or maybe they try and fail over and over and over. If Jesus can tell a mere human to forgive 77 times, or 7 times 70, depending on the translation, would not God be even more forgiving? I think the answer is found in Luke 23. Jesus tells the criminal on the cross next to him, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." So to answer the question, when is it too late? My answer is never. God is right there all the time, waiting and wanting to save one and all. Go in peace and have a good day.